Hello, my name is Tunç Ali Kütükçüoğlu. First name is Tunç, written like T-U-N-C and spoken like Tunç. Since many years I've been writing blog articles for my personal website tuncalik.com. Initially I was writing more about natural aquariums. But recently I am writing more about economy and environment because I am working on such a PhD project. The subject of my PhD is why does mainstream economics ignore ecology? With mainstream economics, I mean neoclassical economics. What is industrial paradigm? And what is ecological paradigm, the antithesis of industrial paradigm? Let me read a bit in my blog article. This is how I defined industrial paradigm. Industrial paradigm is the human-centered, mechanistic and reductionist worldview that dominates science, education, and especially economic thought since Industrial Revolution. For the industrial paradigm, we humans are not a part of the nature. We are outside the realm of nature. We stand above all other animals and plants. We are created to dominate and reshape the nature, which is a place of wild chaos, barbarism, and misery without humans. So for the industrial paradigm, nature, or generally the ecosystems, they don't have any intrinsic intelligence, just a wild chaos without intelligence. The world is created for us humans. This means nature can easily be sacrificed for the comfort, convenience, and progress of humans. The ideology of progress is also a part of the industrial paradigm, and this ideology is closely related with concepts like economic development, economic growth, or technological progress. Industrial paradigm versus ecological paradigm, this dichotomy of many contrasts. In this figure, I tried to summarize all the important differences between industrial and ecological paradigm. Industrial paradigm is actually an illusion, only a part of the world, or only an oversimplification of the real world. Ecological paradigm is the more complete, more realistic and holistic worldview. You see industrial paradigm on the left and ecological paradigm on the right. In the industrial paradigm, we have human economy on the top of nature as the dominating power. Nature is not a living producer. Nature is only a passive, non-living source of raw materials, a passive dumping ground, and a passive infrastructure of life without any intelligence. As mentioned in the article, nature is a place of wild chaos and misery without human intervention, so nature has no intelligence, which I call in my other articles organic intelligence. There's another aspect of industrial paradigm. It's obsessed with monetary economy and human-made technologies. So for the industrial paradigm, human economy or economy generally is about money, markets, companies, state as the regulating organization, buildings, cars, roads, smartphones, computers, that is human-made things, tools. If we talk about concepts like production or technology, for the industrial paradigm, this is only about money, market, company, state. So in that sense, industrial paradigm is a kind of business worldview, business ideology. Ecological paradigm is very different. For the ecological paradigm, nature is the primary producer. Nature is made of many living ecosystems that are based on a very rich biodiversity, solidarity, competition, and balance between many different species, plants, animals, fungi, everything, bacteria. So nature is the primary producer, and the production of nature is generally based on circular cycles. For example, there are natural cycles like carbon cycle, water cycle, nitrogen cycle, calcium cycle, every kind of cycle. This is different, very different, because in the industrial paradigm, the concept of production is generally based on linear processes, not on circular cycles. And also in the industrial paradigm, we have this input-output concept. Like a machine, we don't have complex internal cycles or complex interrelationships. For the ecological paradigm, human economy, or generally human production, is only a part of the nature. Ecological paradigm can acknowledge all kinds of productions, including non-monetary production of nature, non-monetary production of societies, monetary production of societies, non-monetary production of nature, for example, oceans as giant ecosystems produce fish among many other things, forests as living ecosystems also produce healing plants, very tasty other kinds of fruits, and clean water, clean air, fertile soil. Non-monetary production of societies, for example, a traditional sustenance economy of a village can produce many things like cheese, clothes, food. And we have the industrial production, monetary production of companies. Ecological paradigm can see all these different kinds of productions. You may wonder, how can such an incomplete and biased worldview like the industrial paradigm be developed and established as the mainstream ideology? Yes, I think industrial paradigm is the mainstream ideology. I think there are two primary reasons. The first one is the modern urban lifestyle, totally disconnected from nature and from soil. The second one is the modern industrial education that prepares young people for the life at corporations. Urban lifestyle. Typically, in a modern city, you don't see much of nature around you. You generally see only human-made things like cars, roads, buildings, smartphones, computers, bureaus. So we live in a modern city in a very mechanistic world, and hence the mechanistic worldview. Industrial education is generally poor in fields like literature, fine arts, music, philosophy that help holistic thinking. And in order to understand nature, we need holistic thinking. I think the primary purpose of industrial education is really preparing young people for the life at corporations. So there's a strong emphasis on human-made technologies like biotech, genetic engineering, computer science, artificial intelligence that are required at corporations, not for the maintenance of ecosystems. And also there's a strong emphasis on technical specialization in narrow fields, such fields like biotech, genetic engineering. For example, there's a tendency of reducing biology to biotech or molecular biology. Always narrow technical fields. And this emphasis on specialization comes often at the cost of losing the ability to see the complete picture, which is holistic thinking. I think if you overemphasize one aspect of life, like human-made technologies or specialization, you are automatically underemphasizing other aspects of life, like nature or holistic thinking.